Your girlfriend is your best friend. Well, I'm going to have to tell you I don't believe that. And I'll tell you this, if she is your best friend, she may not be your girlfriend or your wife for very long if you're married. Or maybe, just maybe, you have different ideas of what a best friend is than I do. Now, let me give you an example. I can go tell my best friend that I was out today and I seen this fine looking girl and she stopped and looked and talked to me and I was getting excited talking to her. I mean, I didn't want to do anything because I'm married or I got a girlfriend, but man, it was such a temptation. We talked a few minutes and then she walked away and I watched her walk away and she looked so fine. Now, my best friend is not going to be emotionally affected by that. He may advise me to stay away from her if I see her again, if I want to be faithful, which in this situation I do. But he can give me some rational, logical advice on that. And then we'll probably laugh about it and then we'll go on our way. Now, that's my best friend. Or I can tell my mentor about it to share the feelings I had. Maybe I had some guilt about it. Maybe I felt kind of bad because I was physically excited, which is a natural response for a man when he's around a beautiful woman that he's attracted to. Now, you don't have to act on that in this situation. I didn't react on it. I didn't act on it. But I had thoughts, okay? And my body reacted. Now, your wife is your best friend. Okay, same situation. I come home, I tell my wife about that. Do you think she's going to laugh and think that's funny? Or do you think she's going to take that in and say, thanks for sharing that with me? Even if she doesn't react emotionally with anger, fear, jealousy, insecurity, I'll guarantee you it's going to make her feel insecure. Because she's going to feel emotional about that. She's going to think, why did you get excited when you were around another girl if you love me? She doesn't understand that a man can get an erection just from certain things that, he doesn't necessarily want to do. Sometimes men have no control over that. It's a physical response, okay? He may never cheat on her, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be tempted. Every man is tempted at some time in his life by something. Some maybe other things. But most men are physically tempted or attracted to other women, even if they're in a committed relationship, even if they're in love with the woman. That's why, if you want to stay faithful, it's best to stay away from situations like that. Now, in this situation, the person could have excused himself quickly, or he didn't have to talk to her. But he wasn't thinking anything about it until the conversation started. So these things happen to men. But maybe it's possible that your woman will understand and she won't be affected by it. She won't get any insecurity about it. But why take the chance? Why take the chance? And I'd say 9 times out of 10, she's going to be affected by that somehow. Okay, let me give you another example. You've been working in a place for 10, 20 years. You have a wife, kids, and you say your girlfriend or your wife is your best friend. That day you get fired for no reason. You're 45, 50 years old. You have no idea what you're going to do. You're scared. You got a house payment, you got a car payment, you got insurance, and all the things people get trapped in. So, your wife's your best friend, right? You can come home and just tell her how afraid you are. Maybe even cry because you're so upset. Right in front of her, maybe in front of your kids too. Now, is this going to breed insecurity in her? You're dang right it is. You need to share this with your best friend, your male best friend, or your mentor, spiritual advisor, whatever you have. Someone who's not going to be affected by it. Who, if need be, can give you some logical, rational advice. No need to put fear or worry into your wife or your child. Even if your child's not there, he or she's going to pick up on what's going on with mom. You have to be a man, and as a man, you don't need to come home and break down in front of your wife. Now, you know what you need to do? Just tell her everything's going to be okay, honey. I got this handled. I'm going to take care of it. Don't worry. When you tell her that you lost your job. She doesn't need to see your emotional response. You need to be her rock. You don't need to be transparent in this situation. Some people may disagree with me, but the proof is in the pudding. Woman will not respect men who can't handle their crap, their situations in life. She looks to you to be strong. She needs your emotional stability, your emotional strength. Because as a woman, most of the time, not all women, they go through these emotional storms at least once a month where they don't think quite rationally and logically. Their emotions are in turmoil. So she needs you to be her rock during these storms. And she can't trust you to be that if you're breaking down and falling apart and sharing your fears with her, saying you don't know what you're going to do. That's my take on it. I could be wrong. Tell me what you think in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thanks for joining me.